Hey guys, Jeff with Wisconsin RC Construction. Doing a quick update on the Trommel trailer. I know I have been kind of vacant in a while on this build. There's a lot of parts. Took me a lot of time to print these stuff. There was some errors with the files. Long story short, I had to get the files corrected, and now I have a lot of this stuff together. I'm still waiting on ordering my 4 actuators. I need 2 motors, some bearings, stuff for the wheels and tires to get the axles working. But she should be ready fairly quick, actually. So let me show you exactly what we got going on this one. So here is the Trommel trailer. Yes, I know it really doesn't fit in the screen too well. It is very on the large side. So right here you have, this isn't even in here. Alright, so here's your hopper. This is what you're going to feed your material into. You do get a big screw drive that fits into here. Alright, this is where you will have a motor sitting off the back of this, which is going to turn for your belt for your feed. Okay? So we have your hopper. Like I said, it's massive, guys. This hopper took days to print. And I had a layer shift right at the end. It's staying. You have your main part of your trommel itself. Okay, you have your main gear is up here. I'll pull it out to show you guys. Alright, so you get your first set with your gears. You start with your smallest material, get all that little stuff out of the way, your sand and your little pieces of gravel. Then you get into your bigger material. Okay, so this is going to hold this will pull out your rocks, and then finally we have the chunk. Whatever's left is going to fall out. Now this trailer has openings in it to hold, or not to hold, but to drop through all your material. Let me pull this all out. So here is the trailer itself. Okay, like I said, it is got some length to it. So when you put your hopper on the back of this is what your rear of the trailer is going to look like. You do have a set of lights for this. But that is what it looks like. The front section has the top. You'll put a bearing inside here. It's already pre-done for bearing, and you slip this into the front of the bearing to roll in. Okay. Now on the underside, I have 3D printed a Tamiya Kingpin, so I'll be rocking with the Tamiya Kingpin. Here's your underside. So I have my spot for my actuators to fit up under. I do have some feet for the actuators, and they'll sit right below this. And same with the rear. I have my actuators. I have the spot for the actuators, and then you have your holes for your axles. Now I did start printing some of the axle housings. Okay? So it is kind of flexible. I may need to upgrade this a little bit, but this will bolt in. I'll have to figure that out. We'll have to play around with that one for sure. But you will get your light, and that just bolts into the bottom in here. Looks like I have a little bit of material to pull out to get this to, there we go, to get it to fit nicely. So that'll be, let me see if I can move this without doing that. There we go. The back of your trommel. So it's upside down. Here we go. This way is a little tighter. So there we go. You even have a little spot you can make your own mud flaps. So you can create your own rubberized mud flaps to set them in there. Okay, so that is the Trommel trailer. There is a slew of parts that you need along with this. For one, you need a motor to hang off the back of this. You also need a motor to go on the inside in here. There'll be another, let me get it to go, here we go. There is another motor that's going to fit right into here. There's a little cap that holds it. That is going to hold, and actually not hold, but that is going to turn the trommel itself. So you're going to have one motor turning the auger, and you will have to do some decent work to get this auger to spin in here. I know I spent a lot of time to get it to work. I had a lot of filing, a lot of sanding to get it to go clean. She was binding a lot at the start of this. So one thing I am personally going to add on the front of this is some lights. So I have printed myself another set of tower lights. They are going to go on the front of this in a generator box. I know it's white, so it doesn't show up very well for you guys. It gets really whited out. It's pretty bright out today. But this generator box does open up. It's a decent sized box. It will hold actually some electronics in it. I have purchased brand new, still sealed. So I wanted some analog speed controllers. Some pot switches, basically. And that's what these are. These are your old styled. We'll cut them open real quick. Make sure you don't cut anything off. Alright. This is your old styled speed controller, basically. It's exactly what I needed. This has the variable output, so I can turn this off, on. You can see there's one side that says DC in, the other side says motor. So that's perfect. It tells you exactly what you need to do. So all I'm going to have to do is drill a hole for this through the bottom of this. I will have this sticking out. There is a nice black cap that will go over this, so it'll look nice and finished when you're all done. So that's the next step that I have. I'm going to start getting some of this electronics done. I'm going to start getting my axles done, and then we're going to start getting the electronics for this. So, like I said, there is a lot of printing that goes in to just getting these. Yes, I did not clean this up. There was a lot of infill, especially inside of these. I did not clean them the best because, you know what, I'm going to run material through it. I'm going to let the material get a good final sand on it. So you can see that there is a screw drive on the inside of this in the first stage of this. So this does help push the material into the different stages of your trommel. Okay. So that's about as far as we have on this. This is pretty long. This thing is about 30 plus inches long right now. It does have some decent weight to it. It is very nice and heavy duty. This will require, well, I don't want to say it will require, but this will be a nice large trailer when it's all done. I have basically designed this one for my heavy haul truck, so that's going to be my big triaxle. That's the goal. With this being able to hold a battery, I should be able to put in a large 3-cell battery, and I'll be able to turn them all down on the motors. So I'll be able to put in a decent sized 3S. I'll make sure you put in a LiPo alarm if you're not going to put any electronics other than just your pot switches. These will drain your batteries down. The motors will continue to run until there's no voltage left in your battery. With the LiPos, you need to make sure you're going to stay safe. make sure that you have a LiPo alarm on it. This way it will go off at a certain voltage. This way you won't drain yourself all the way out. Now I can also power this from my generator as well. So I will have a little plug-in where I'll be able to have two different inputs. I can have a battery sitting inside here, so if I wanted to go a little mobile, I can go mobile. Or I can plug it in via my generator, which is right here. So this is my generator housing, the doors. This is a 10 amp generator. You plug it in via 120 on the back side, and it's fairly light, but there is a lot of wiring and a lot of electronics in there. I have four 12 volt and 4 6 volt outputs on it. So as soon as you fire this thing up, my outputs are live. There's no battery backup in it like my other generator, but this one, I like it. It looks really good, and it's a lot lighter. My other one has a battery in it. It's very, very heavy. So the lights for these are the tower lights. There'll be little pots in here. They are going to be adjustable. So the top does spin, and when you get it in to this, it will actually cantilever out and turn on you. Okay? So you can fold your tower lights down when you're traveling. And then you can also disconnect this and we collapse it upon itself for travel. So it'll sit pretty much like this during travel situations. And there is going to be plenty of room at this that it's not going to interfere with the truck cab or anything else. So this 3D print design was from Mini Miners. Unfortunately, like I said, there is a few flaws with his files. I had them fixed, but I have friends that can do things for me. So I have been building this as I go, because there's a lot of different parts that go into this that need to fit right, that need to be tweaked just a little bit, any way, shape, or form. So we're doing this on as we go. That's why it's been kind of slow with this update. He still does have the files available. If you don't do the lifted version, like I'm doing, with the 4 lifts in it, there's no issue. The original file, oh, I put that too far up. The original file has this on more of an angle, so it comes up. It's definitely shorter. So I had this section lengthened. I had them remove the actuator mounts because they were up here. They were way too close to the kingpin. This would never have swung on any truck. So we moved them back to this. So this is a reprint. This whole section here is a reprint. And then this whole section was a reprint. So I've reprinted about, I don't know, about a third of this thing. So it does eat up a decent amount of filament. I'm probably in at least a spool for just the space gray. If not a spool and a half, actually, is more accurate. And the black, I'm in probably a spool of black. So that's 1 spool of black, 2 spools of space gray, and the white didn't take too much. The white didn't take up a whole lot. The generator is a completely separate, different file, has no correlation with this. And same with the suspension parts that I'm trying to make use. Completely different, no correlation with it at all, actually. So we are going to try to get this to work. It looks like I have printed the wrong set of axles for this. These are too wide. Oh well. Actually, I may just have to reprint axle tubes to be narrower. So we'll see. We'll get things done. But like I said, this is a very long print. There's multiple days in this, weeks of straight printing. Each file roughly ran me 14 plus hours of printing, so you can see the amount of time that was been put into this is a lot of time. A lot of time spent on printing, making sure the printer was good. And then when you get print fails that layer shift, that should be nice and flat, not super steeped out like that, and 3 different steps on that side. But I'm going to keep it. I'm definitely not going to change it, because at this point it's just cosmetic. It's at the top, I'd say top 1/4 inch, top 1/2 inch. It'll stay. Not too concerned about it. This height is good. When it's on the ground, I feel the Brooder conveyor belts would work just fine with this trailer. Lift it up. You may have a harder time with the Brooder conveyor belts, but the nice part is when it is lifted up, it should lift up 4 inches, and that'll give you some nice clearance underneath to get a skid loader like the TL12 that I've been printing from Pedro. That worked out really well. That should be able to get underneath and scoop all the material out and pull it out that way. Or even put a conveyor belt underneath it. That's my ultimate goal. To be able to put a conveyor belt, one of the Brooder ones, actually, underneath the hopper to feed it out. So I have converted these Brooders. If we keep them low enough to the ground, I'm hoping I can be able to just stick this underneath this, and away we go. But we will find out. Like I said, I still have to order all the electronics. I still have to make sure I get some axles and some wheels, guys. There's a lot to do yet. There's a lot of assembly yet. I have to do the light trailer yet to get the light tower to work, to get my electronics working. There's enough to keep me going for this for a while. But I build this in between my builds. So, alright. I just wanted to give you guys the quick update on the Trommel trailer, because I know I haven't done anything in a while. And that's where we're at with this. There'll be another video probably in a while. I'm not going to lie. This is going to take me a while to get done. There's a lot of stuff I have to get figured out. Axles. I have to get my axles squared away and make sure I get the right axles for this. Then I still have to order the rims and the tires to make sure this goes right. I have 4 4-inch actuators that I need to order. I have 2 motors that I need to order yet. And all my little lighting. I have enough LEDs to make this thing work. But it's just the time factor, guys, to get this all working. So please bear with me. This will continue on. I'm hoping that it's rolling at least by the end of January. That's going to be my goal, is to have a fully roller at least. I'm hoping. I have bearings to order, whole 9 yards. So, with all the other projects that I got going on, this will be a good one to finish up. This takes up a lot of room. And when it's done, yeah, I have a big trailer to find a spot for. So, but I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to get back to building. I'm going to let you guys enjoy the rest of your day and your weekends. So, you have a good one, and I'll catch you guys later. Also, I noticed a lot of you guys watch the videos but are not subscribed to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that little notification bell below. That'll notify you when I do post another video. Alright guys, you take care and have a good one.